conversation that we had earlier. Now we're gonna talk to the boss ladies. So I'm gonna start with you, Ms. Henderson. I just want you to tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you're a boss lady, all of us here, we're boss ladies, but I know there's also a more intimate side to you, besides just being an entrepreneur. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, what you like to do to take away from being a boss lady.
My hobbies are gardening. I like doing that. I love travel. I used to play the piano. I used to sing. What else do I do? I love people. You know, everybody. I just love people. I'm a very good cook. He's not in here right now, but I have someone else that can testify to that. So I like to cook and bake. I'm just overall energetic person, and I'm just thankful for everything. That's basically it. That's who I am. And I'm an entrepreneur. I'll get some shit.
Of course, boss lady.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Sure.
All right. Ms. Tanika?
Hello everybody, I'm Tanika Donnell. I am a real estate broker, owner of TV Realty. Part of what I love to do is, everybody loves family. Everybody loves spending time with their loved ones. I think that as you grow and you mature, you desire to be a blessing to as many people as you can. So I'm excited because every time I get to go to work every day, I'm getting a chance to see agents grow their business, investing in their families, doing things that they didn't think they could do. So to me, part of what makes me happy is to serve others. I love my family. We spend a lot, we miss traveling. We used to travel a lot with my mother, my husband's parents, and our kids. So that, you know, COVID has knocked that out a little bit. But I think what we try to do now is just share, even if it's FaceTime, letting each other know how important they are to each other. So to me, it's just about loving on each other and sharing the times that we have, so that in case they are go cease fast, we didn't say we didn't get a chance to do it.
I love that. All right. Ms. Amberr, go ahead.
Well, a little bit about me. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, north, south, east, and west side. And I reside in Honolulu, California. Of course, I'm the VP of Chicago Awards. I have 2 children. I went to Columbia College for motion picture. I studied cinematography. I have multiple movies that have been distributed. I'm doing live shows. I love Black people, in case I didn't say that. I love myself. And I enjoy giving back to the community. Homelessness is very, very heavy in California. It's scary, heavy. My missionary portion of my life is going down to Skid Row and giving clothes, giving food, and spending time with those people, and loving on my mom and my family. So that's what
Well, my name is Winnie Mugambi, but I prefer to go by the phone Mugambi, just because it's my African name. I've worked in the corporate America for the last maybe 15 years. Been in the US for the last 20 years. I'm originally from Kenya. I'm from a very big family of 8. Some of us are here, some of us are in Kenya. I am passionate about traveling. I have traveled extensively. When I say extensively, I literally mean pretty much in the culture, other than being Greenland. So, besides work, I like to spend time with family. Even though with COVID, I haven't been able to see my siblings in New York and New Jersey. But we do FaceTime every now and then whenever time allows us. But besides that, I'm just the usual village girl. I grew up in the village. And so I pat myself in the back because I've worked my way up. Like I said, I've worked for investment banking for the last, well, 10 years. So, yeah, I don't have a whole lot about me. And I guess when you get to know somebody, you do get to know them. Other than, Africans, for the most part, I don't know about your culture, but my culture, we don't tend to pat our back. You don't tend to do it for yourself. And so that is some sort of a disadvantage, especially in corporate America, where most Americans, as this, they like to, toot their own horn. And if you don't do that, it will look like you don't know what you're doing. So there is need to be assertive and to be decisive. And for African cultures, most of us don't. So, yeah, that's pretty much about me. And, yeah, I guess we'll do more as we go around.
All right, I love that. So now, ladies, because this is a discussion, I do want everyone to keep in mind that you guys do have an opinion. Like if you guys have questions, you guys are welcome to ask questions. So, as Black African women, what kind of societal threats do you guys face as women in power, and what makes you move forward through these obstacles?
It's COVID. And with that pandemic, we have to still be safe. We have to wear our masks. We have to stay the social distancing that we're supposed to. And with the business, we still have to get out and we have to work hard because our community and our employees are dependent on us. But that has been the biggest issue for my business right now.
Yeah, I can understand that with the whole pandemic going on, a lot of, businesses, depending on the business, they can either go up or go down or, benefit them. What about you?
I think for me personally, just because, a threat could be just because I haven't seen anybody do what I'm trying to do or trying to accomplish. Some people think that's a threat because they've never seen it done before. So instead of looking at that as a threat, I look at that as an opportunity. It's not an obstacle. It's actually an avenue to say, hey, the sky's the limit just because I've never seen it done. How can I do it? How can we work together because we've never seen something done quite like this? But let's lift each other up instead of being like crabs in a barrel, not wanting anyone to achieve something higher. So the threat to me is people not wanting to work together, celebrate each other's successes, and collaborate. Even in times that we're dealing with right now, I think it's critical because if we don't come together, we can't overcome the hurdle of COVID and growing our businesses and people being furloughed. How are we banding together and supporting one another in the times that we're dealing with now? So.
And I'm going to take it back a little bit. As much as I hate to say this, I think we as Black people are our own threat. We don't want each other to go further, so we'll say, I don't want to pay for hers for this. I want to go to your restaurant, but I don't want to pay. You have the money, but you don't want to pay the price. And there's times when I've been asked to go to Africa, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to bring this African man. They're like, no, you got to bring a Hollywood person or a white person, somebody non-African. We have to support each other and embrace each other, period. And we have to support. The Black dollar is very powerful. If we decide to go and buy at her restaurant, these franchises are in trouble. And I've seen your prices, they're reasonable, very reasonable. And the clothing and all this, and I'm guilty, it's a Gucci bag, okay? But at the end of the day, if we make a decision to spend our money with Black people, then most of our ideas to begin with. Why is it that Kardashians wear braids and they came up with a new style when we wear braids all the time and they're praised? So I don't want to take up too much time, but it's basically we just have to pay attention to us, support each other, and if we, just kind of help each other, it's a give and take thing. We are our own threats. Remember that, it's the truth, it's the unfortunate truth. But we just have to understand we need to buy Black, we need to support Black, and be about Black.
No, I think that's very important. I will say around this time this year with the whole pandemic going on, I I feel like we as Black people, we definitely came together to realize that, there's a lot of things going wrong in the economy, and us just coming together and realizing, like, we do make a big change was major. I would say it was a major thing this year, so that's definitely important.
And I do want to say this, the unfortunate thing that made us wake up were the murders of our brothers and sisters. That's the horrible tree shaker. It's like, oh, they killed our people, they don't care about us. But they've been doing it. We just have to say, hey, remember, let's bring our money here. The Russian president said that Black people don't spend their money all outside of Africa, only to be buried in Africa. So we're giving away everything. I was in South Africa. Everywhere I go in Africa, I see Chinese. Everything is Chinese, and they buy them stuff, and they're raping Ethiopia, they're raping South Africa. We have a lot of money. There's a lot of Black billionaires, and they're not old. They're young men. There's a lot of new money out here. This social media is very important. I can go on. I'm sorry. Let me talk in the point.
It might take a little bit deeper just because I don't have a business and I am coming from a foreign sort of background. So the threat that I feel as a Black woman in my industry is the pushback. Because if I work in a very male-dominated field, I'm certainly maybe the only Black young woman, and to add on that, I'm foreign, I have an accent, so I'm at all odds. So it kind of goes against me. And to work in a boardroom and be able to assert yourself, sit at the table, get comfortable, you first have to get uncomfortable, and then get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You also have to have a deep desire of being your self-esteem has to really be very high. Because otherwise, if you're in a male-dominated field and you're above a certain number of males, and you don't behave in an expected gender goal, versus gender expectation, you will always get some sort of pushback. And to overcome that in an industry like in finance and banking is extremely hard. You have to have a whole lot of abilities. You have to be decisive, you have to be assertive, you have to be extremely strategic. At the same time, you have to have a very mature approach. And being a woman, that too is extremely hard when you work in an industry where a lot of people are looking down upon you and you don't quite understand how do you get here. Because there's some people who, the first thing they say, oh, you know that? They're like surprised that you're here and you know what you're doing. And the only time you get to know that is when you speak. So when you get in a boardroom at the table, don't sit at the end. Always get a little seat. Because that by itself is silent, but it speaks volume. Because you're comfortable with being in there and you need to take up space and you need to take up air. Because you're not less of a human, you're well qualified. So that's the approach I think I would look at it, that's the best most leaders can have, especially people.
That was a really good answer. Yeah, I definitely feel like there's, when you talk about obstacles women go through, there's always that male obstacle as well that women always have to go through within, whether it's work, whether it's school, whether it's just in general, there's always that male dominance that's always lingering around somehow, some way. So I'm glad you pointed that out. That was really important. We're going to go ahead to the next question. So how do you guys personally define business success? Is it money, freedom, influence, creative expression, and innovation, or something else?
For me, it's actually offering opportunities to people, and also employment in our communities, and we need that.
No, I agree with you, because I feel like offering employment and opportunities also expands your business as well, so it's a win-win.
I think that success can be defined in all those adjectives that you described. In my industry, being in real estate, for me, part of success comes from allowing families, showing them how to create their own equity and wealth via real estate. That's one of the entities that can put everybody, no matter your age, your demographic, what culture you are, can put us on a level playing field, because real estate is going to continue to increase in equity. So success to me allows me to allow not just to work with buyers and sellers, but also own my own brokerage that allows agents who are entrepreneurs, creating opportunities for them to grow their brand and their own business. So success to me is having an avenue to be able to encourage that, motivate that, and mentor that the way I want to be able to do it, and continue to sow the seeds that I want to do without somebody saying what I can't do, what I won't be able to do. That won't happen anymore.
To me, if you wake up and you have a great idea, that is success to me, because you have planted a seed within your spirit and your energy, and the only way is up. So the fact that you've created that idea and you start to develop a way to get there is success.
I'm just going to piggyback on what she said. I think success is very individual. What you consider success may not what I consider success. But I think bottom line, to be able to identify an idea and to carry it through, maybe in a span of a long time, it doesn't have to be a year, this is a business again. So to be able to identify that idea and have a team that can work with you and being able to serve or provide the services that you're looking for to your client while having fun, that is success.
Like I said, we do have a little bit of time at the end of the discussion to answer questions, so keep those discussions in your head, don't forget them, because I know I'll be forgetting them. All right, so despite outstanding accomplishments, huge promotions, and academic powers, how high-achieving women often find themselves struggling with self-doubt problems. How do you think those problems can be solved?
Bring that question again to me.
I'm sorry, it was a little long.
So, despite outstanding accomplishments, huge promotions, and academic prowess, high-achieving women often find themselves struggling with self-doubt problems. How do you think those problems can be solved?
All right. One thing, you should never have self-doubt when you put God first in your life.
Amen.
Never do you have self-doubt. So I'm going to say God, your family, and hard work. That's all that it takes. No self-doubt.
Some people will at times have a self-doubt moment. Okay, that's reality. What I believe, what I do is, to your point, I go to God's word to see what he says about me. Okay? And once I understand what he says about me, I declare that. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. So when what you say to yourself manifest. So if you are speaking self-doubt to yourself, you are releasing that into the atmosphere, and that is what will manifest for you in your life. So my suggestion, because I do this, let me tell you, I do this every day. People laugh at me, but I have declarations that I speak over myself. I am blessed. I am highly favored. I'm beautiful inside and out. I am a success. These are the things that I release every single day. And this year, I took it to another level. I recorded myself saying it. Because then I hear me saying what God has said about me. And if there's any doubt in your mind, God's word has every promise that you could ever imagine in his scripture. So whenever you have a doubting moment, go to the word. That's all I have to say about that.
I agree with both of you.
Sound like my mama. What about you, Amber?
Well, I want to say both of you guys have definitely put in affirmation. This has actually been a conversation throughout my week during my business conference calls. But normally, any type of doubt comes from somebody near you. You have planted that seed in your spirit. I'm going to tell y'all this because I know y'all believe in God. Tell the devil he's a lie. That's the first thing. And affirmations are definitely a promise from God. You see a vision, you write it out and make it plain. If you want something, you say exactly how you want it. Because guess what? He will give it to you. And it will come into fruition, and the universe has a vicious memory. It will give you what you ask for. You just got to be ready.
Yeah.
I just want to piggyback off of what you said regarding the negativity also coming from, someone else or somewhere else. Do you also believe that it is very important to always surround yourself with positive people, positivity all the time? Because I know I do.
Okay, so on that note, sometimes it's your mother. Sometimes it's your daddy or your sister or your best friend. So you have to understand and look in yourself and tell self, you know better. You let them say, but you say, that's not me. I walk in the world, but I ain't know the world, and I'm going to stick to my vision. And you keep walking. So it can be anybody. And they're very close. They're always the closest person to you.
Well, I think self-doubt stems from feeling of less worth. And sometimes you may feel like maybe you're not where you're supposed to be, or maybe you haven't quite achieved what you thought you would have, or maybe you've made mistakes along life. So I think it starts with the attitude of gratitude. In the Bible, there was a story of 10 lepers who was healed, and only one came to give thanks. So they said, why did he come to give thanks? Because he saw what was done to him, and in this belief, he was like, oh, I'm healed. So we also need to recognize those little achievements that we do along life and be able to give thanks. And if you start from a point of gratitude, you're not likely to self-doubt. Because you already appreciate yourself, you already see what has been done to you, and you're grateful for it. On the other token, there is the issue of accountability. You have to have people who are accountable to you. If you say you're going to do something, get somebody close to you that is accountable. That way they can check you. If you say you're going to start saving money, $35, or you intend to have $10,000 in a year, well, what if you don't? So it is really need to have surround yourself with good people, vet your friends. This is a prayer I learned that the hard way. Somebody malicious prayer, try to, I don't know, it's a different story. But I learned that the hard way. But even if somebody is in your circle, it's not everybody who mean well. Some people are in a competition with you, some people are jealous, some people are dark souls. So every day you wake up, you're thinking you're in the same boat, and you're not. So I think the question was about self-doubt. So I think once you are able to be grateful every morning, be able to appreciate little milestones, then that may go toward helping you build your self-worthiness. I'm not talking about self-esteem. Self-esteem is a different story altogether. That can be achieved via going back to school, maybe getting promotion, getting a side hustle. That can promote your self-esteem. I'm talking about self-worthiness. So I think that's what I said.
I just want to say this. Can we give a round of applause to these ladies for taking us to church this minute? We all used to church in our lives. All right. So, what do you think is the most significant barrier to female leadership, and how can it be overcome?
Okay, first I want to say Black women are some of the most powerful, self-motivated women that are on the earth. I want to say that first. The second thing, the barriers that we all deal with, and I'll say it again, other people that are closest to us. Not only that, it's what she said, it's men. I'm in the film business, I study cinematography, And guess what? I am a boss lady on set. That's who the men got to answer to. That's the problems that I have with the men. So it's like being a woman and the barriers, like the people that are closest to us, people who we have to give voice to, and everybody wanting to be in your position. So it's a constant fight. And the way that, I overcome those obstacles is when I hire a camera guy, I always got the AC who can operate the camera too. When I get an assistant to the director, I always get an assistant to the director who knows a better director. I always get to when I cover my grounds. So it's like, really, it's overcoming your barriers or making sure you are prepared for obstacles, because they will come. They are coming. You just got to say, it's just like buying insurance. You get something to cover your butt.
The question about that is, I think in my field, the values that I find, it's, one is balance. It's extremely hard to find balance as a woman, because women's role are not similar to men, especially at home. And to be able to transition from work to home, you gotta have to come with a strategy. Now, we're working from home, so maybe it's not too much of a problem. But when in the office, usually when I leave office, I know somebody, or I get into YouTube, I try to switch. Because you can't bring home mindset, mindset to home. And you also cannot bring home to work. So you're going to have to balance that act, and that's not necessarily very easy, then especially being a woman. And I'm not talking whether you're married or single or whatever, it doesn't matter. It is difficult. The other thing I find to be a barrier, it's confidence and likability. Most women, and women who are doing very well, they tend to be very confident. But they also want to be liked. And the two don't work very well for women. It's not a question for a man. You know, a man and other men worry about, am I liked, or am I confident? Men don't have that problem. Women do have that problem a lot, because if you're overconfident, especially at work, some people may look at that as if you're aggressive, like you're tough to deal with. I don't want to work with her. So it's a very hard balance to find and still be likable at the same time. And the expected norm of a female gender is to be soft, to help others. And that's why you see, if a woman ventures to help others, she's liked. And there's a positive attitude toward that woman. But if the same woman fight for herself and try to help herself and get a raise in work, or don't be bypassed by promotion, then you're aggressive. Then you're hard to work with. So those are barriers that come along life, and I think the way to fight it is, you as a man, you have baby girls, you have sisters, so you should speak up. When you see somebody comment on a woman in anything other than her abilities, you should speak up. You should say something. Don't just sit back there and say, oh, okay, she's a woman anyway. Because that will not only set not just me, but your daughter and your cousin who want to crave out the corporate brand, or even have their own businesses. And if you don't nip it at the back, it'll affect them too. So I think the key thing to try to find those barriers is to, whether we're women or men, and especially men, because men see that not allowed and just assume, or it's not a problem. You've got to learn to speak up.
Speaking up is important. You guys ready to answer?
I can. I think often women, because they haven't seen women that look like them in certain positions, they may not be able to find someone to say, how can I get there? Okay? So I think it's important when you reach a certain level wherever you are, even if it's at the beginning level, and you're making your way up in corporate America, or you're having your own entrepreneur in your own business, go back and help somebody. Teach them what you know. Encourage them, motivate them, show them, be collaborative. I think a lot of the obstacles are that we don't take the time to help each other. We're so busy trying to make it on our own or make our name for ourselves, we don't get a chance to reach out and help somebody else. And I think that's a huge barrier. We should all be coming up. We should all be helping one another. We should all be making impacts whatever vein we are in. So I think part of that is not the ability for, or people not doing that for each other.
She's still thinking.
Well, what's this word that we call it when, like men are discriminating against us? What is that? That's it. It's inequality that we are receiving from the others, from the counterparts. And I think the way that we make a difference is our accountability and asserting everything it is that we know to help others. Exactly what you're saying. But it is definitely where men are discriminating or it's inequality.
My question is, me as a man, my manager is a female, and she's been teaching me the ropes and stuff. I don't have any issues learning from a woman. She's strong and outspoken. And the reason is because I know some men are stubborn and it brings friction in working environments. And I just want to know, do you create as, directors and managers and owners of women, a venue where you can be able to articulate and communicate with the men so they can express themselves in a way that they don't feel threatened or just be burdened, that they can grow? Because what my manager's been teaching, showing me the property where I work, because I was in the same office, I was actually doing the same thing that she was doing. And now I got my own office, and she's able to just take the day off, work from home, and I'm actually able to just work without any worries. And it wasn't even a threat to me. I didn't have any issue being able to learn and be teachable. So how are you able to make that clear, the communication between the men so they don't feel threatened or any kind of way that open up to you to not have any, conflict at work?
Anyone want to answer that?
So there's a lot of people who are very, some people will look at it as cocky. The DP comes in, the camera, that's a motion picture camera, don't touch the camera. You know what I mean? Because one mistake could be very costly. So it depends on the environment that you're in, that, where there's a give and take. Like I said, I'm in the insurance business, and that means if I hire somebody, I got somebody else that can do the job. So, hence the shape up and right.
I think it boils down to relationship. Everything you have in life revolves around some kind of relationship, whether it's with your mother, whether it's with your boss, whether it's with your friend. So there's every need to cultivate a good relationship with the get-go and to know your position. Because sometimes, and I'm sorry to say this, but men, again, look down on women. And if you don't know, if you're not able to manage that relationship, it's going to get sticky very fast. Because women are more emotional and men are more logical. So you may not say eye to eye all the time. But you have to realize that any fruit has to be grown out of some kind of a relationship. So once you cultivate that, you should be good.
Okay, Ellen?
How do you manage to be the boss and work and all that and still be like maybe a good wife and a good mom and maybe a good daughter or a good sister? I'm not married, I'm out there dating, but I've been called aggressive, rude, just because I'm saying what I'm thinking or what I believe on. So I just want to have like some tips, like how do you manage being out there and still being like on the side of a man, things like that. I don't know if the question is.
She got a husband, but I am.
How do you do it? You just, it's really a trial and error, to be honest with you. I do have a husband, I am a daughter, I am a mother. It is all the entities of who I am. So it's almost, not that I have to departmentalize everything, but when I have to remember when I'm talking to my husband, he is not part of my staff at that moment when he's my husband. And so, there you go. Okay. We respect each other. We respect each other's roles that we have for our family. And we're all in. We're all in. And we are not always going to get it right. And I think a misnomer is that, oh, you can have balance. We call it counterbalance, because sometimes you've got to give a little bit more to work, but then those other times you get to give a little bit more to family. Because if I work hard, we can go play. You know, so you have to kind of keep that in your mind to say, you know what, I got to give this over here. Same to my mother, because I'm from a single parent family and only child. So I've got to always balance time with her, time with my kids, time with my husband. It's an everyday battle. And so I haven't mastered anything. But if we master something, then we're not living anymore. So just encourage yourself to know, hey, today I won this round. And I always I use my calendar, to be honest with you. I time manage a lot of things. If I need to spend time with my husband, we need date night. We need some date night. You know, we work that out. If I haven't spent time with my girls, and then I have multiple kids, so you've got to figure out how to make sure they have their time. So it is a battle. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't mastered it yet.
I do want to say this. I understand like taking it home and keeping things at work. I'm just trying to understand the balance. And I want to say this from the people that I work with and come to me, because during any sort of production time or pre-production, I manage anywhere from 75 to maybe 200 people at a time. So I'm going to say this, the energy in which you communicate with individuals. And that is across the board, because trust me, after talking to person after person, you feel like you repeat yourself, can get irritating. But you have to always be nice, because nice is worth more than money. And that is at home, and my whole household is boss. You know, I have 2 boys, they manage, you know, everybody's doing something, and everybody's a boss. But it's like, we even have to find a meaning in that. It's like, okay, I'm not your worker, mommy's a boss too, that's my meaning. You know what I mean? And you know, they're your kids can be like your husband and your wife, and you know, they get in that area, but you're not married to them, but you're married to them, you know. So I'm going to say your character and communication levels and how you talk to each person individually.
Okay, I think what you're going to do is set boundaries. We call all those days good, maybe in the span of 15 years, I've had pretty much everything. But you have to build boundaries. At the same time, you also have to grow a very thick skin. Because otherwise, in this industry, or if you're in corporate America, people will always say things. You've got to learn to hear from this and get it out and move on. You also have to learn how to involve people, the one you work with. People tend to like a sense of belonging. If I have a project and I invite you to work with me, that will give you some kind of a feel-good moment. And that can build a better relationship than if you did the project on your own. You both probably will get the same marks or whatever you get once you get the project done. But the idea of involving somebody else and working with them, it does change work relationship. Okay, so try.
It can be a little difficult, but in actuality, if you just separate the two, you can do this. You separate. Business is business. At home is at home. Don't business home to your husband. Have your family time, like when it was when you got together and you loved each other and you were excited about coming home and you wanted to cook and you wanted to travel and you wanted to go out and dance. You continue to do the same thing in your personal life. Leave business there. And you know what? You can make it. And you'll be happy. Your business will be successful because you have a team that runs your business. Sometimes you might have a question for your husband. You can ask him, but don't make that the basis of your marriage. Keep your business with your managers and your staff. Leave that over there. And then take care of your home, with your family, your children, your parents. And just remember to just love each other. That's all you have to do. And it'll work out. I'm so thankful for mine.
All right, we're gonna have to wrap this up. Thank you, ladies. This was a good conversation. I hope everyone benefited from everything everyone here has said. Thank you.